I have another very interesting prospect. He's been so kind to take some time out of his busy schedule to come onto our show and talk to us. Now, y'all know, all right, I do cover the Dallas Cowboys, but the other team that I cover is the Kansas Jayhawks. I'm a basketball fan, you know what I'm saying? We got a game come up here shortly as well, but I
Yes,
also
sir.
cover the football team, so I'm very familiar with this player and what he's done from the University of Kansas, and he is a diamond that I think a lot of NFL teams should definitely be excited to hear about. So CFO gang, let's give a warm welcome to my guy, Tommy Dunn Jr. What's going on with you, bro?
How you doing? How you doing?
Good
Glad to
man,
be
good
here.
man. So yeah, as I mentioned, man, I got to cover you guys closely at the University of Kansas, man. So my son's actually a Jayhawk, you know what I'm saying? So he might be across the hall from you. He's out there in Lawrence. You know, I grew up around the corner from Lawrence, man. So it's definitely a good time, man. But
Yes,
you grew
sir.
up in Garland, Texas. So tell me a little bit about your environment, man, and where did your love for the game of football really come from?
Man, it came from my dad, man. He always installed like hard work into me. Like when I was a kid, we used to go out in the front yard, do footwork drills, do backward drills. It was just something I always did as a kid, and I didn't really understand as a kid because, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to play the game. I want to go outside. But he had me working, and all that working really paid off. So my dad, he installed the love for football. And
Yeah,
Garland is
man.
a beautiful place. It's like the suburbs. It's very nice. The
Uh,
people I met so many good people in Garland. So
yeah.
I love Garland. I love my city.
Yeah, yeah. So shout out to Pops, man, saying, "Hey, man, get out the game. Let's get outside and get in the trenches, man." It
Shout out
seemed
to
like he knows
Pops.
what's best, because
Yes, sir.
he raised a hell of a football player when it comes to your game, man. Now, growing up in Garland, Texas, did your dad raise you to be a Cowboys fan? This is primarily Cowboys
Yes,
town.
die
Like,
hard.
yeah,
Die hard Cowboys fan. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm very excited for the opportunities that's coming up for me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, I followed your pops on Instagram, and your pops is like me. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I live here in Kansas City in Chiefs Kingdom, and I saw your pops out there in the middle of Chiefs Kingdom, cowboyed up, repping the star. I do the same thing, man. I don't care who the
Yeah,
Chiefs are playing. It's Chiefs
yeah,
versus
facts.
Chargers. You know what I'm saying? I got my
He
star,
don't
man. So
care.
slut to the
Yeah,
pops, man, out there representing regardless. Because it ain't
yes,
easy.
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
absolutely,
don't
absolutely. Now,
care.
you decided to end up playing for the University of Kansas and Coach Leipold. Tell me a little bit about the thought process. Let's be honest. Before Coach really came here, KU was known for one thing and one thing only, which was primarily basketball. But now you starting to see, it be a little bit more of a football school as well, building a brand new, beautiful stadium, you know what I'm saying, out there at
Yeah,
the booth. So what was the reason that led you to come to Lawrence and ultimately start your college career for the University of Kansas?
yeah. It was just I don't know how to explain it because like I didn't even get recruited by Lipo, so I got
Okay.
recruited by Les Miles,
Okay.
and then it was COVID, so I never really visit the University of Kansas. I
Okay.
just had to just like go. I just had to just see what it's like because I never been. Like everything was online. So when I got there, not Lipo, Les Miles got fired, and that's
Okay.
when Lipo again came in. And Lipo don't know me, so like you have to prove yourself in spring. He could have easily like, hey, like you're not gonna make it, like so.
Mm-hmm.
Him believing in me in spring made me realize that like all the success he had at Buffalo made me
Mm-hmm.
realize that this the opportunity I need. This the opportunity I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
take and run with it because like I don't know. I'm a very loyal player. I'm loyal to the program. I was there for 5 years. Could have
Mm-hmm.
easily, you know what I'm saying, get up and left, but I wanted to like make a difference between a program that wasn't winning as much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
For real, Lipo took me under his wing. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
know me. He could have easily let me go. So shout out to
Yeah.
Lipo.
Yeah, yeah, and shout out to Coach, man, and shout out to you for staying loyal, right? Because you can say,
Yeah,
"Hey, man, he ain't recruit me here," but you say, "You know what? We got a brand new coach coming in." I'm sure when Coach got there, he was trimming the fat, you know what I'm saying? Because he was
yeah.
trying to turn this program around, which he did. Now I was saying, like, selfishly, I heard you, I heard you on the PlayStation a little bit earlier. I play with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I play with y'all in the game, man. Salute to my guy Devin Neal, JD6,
Oh
Jalen.
my
So I know
goodness.
your whole roster, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
yes.
I definitely know what it really took to build the type of program that coaches built there in the University of Kansas for him to say, you know what, nah, bro, you wasn't my recruit, but I like what you can bring to the team. And for you to commit for 5 years, man, it definitely means a lot. So talk about your situation at the University of Kansas in that program. Like, what were some of the things that you just kind of learned to help mold you as you get prepared for your NFL journey?
Yeah, man. Hard work, really. Doing extra. People don't. People got to emphasize that more. Doing the bare minimum, which is like workouts and coming to meetings, like showing up. That's cool, but like I realized my last season, like playing at the University of Kansas, hard works outworks like everything. So like I was coming in the indoor by myself, or I'll bring people along, and I'll just do drills. Like this is off script. This is not like a part of the like. This is not part of the workout plan. Like this is me. So like that's my advice. Like do extra. The extras really count. Like you'll see it show up. Like and it really be patient. Like you might not be in the best situation in the beginning, because like you know what I'm saying. I told I was gonna start my second or third year, and it ended up not being that way. So like I just took you know what I'm saying. Put my head down, work, and ran with it, because I could have easily pout about it. I could have easily like you know what I'm saying. Not want to do anything because I didn't get the starting role. I just kept working. Like at the end of the day, you got to keep working.
Yeah, and that's an
That's what I
important
learned.
message, man. That's an important message, especially for these young kids in college football these days. Or it's college sports in general, right? Because you could have said, you know what, I'm not starting. I'm gonna go transfer elsewhere. But no, you did the extra, right? The extra work beyond what's required versus just checking the boxes, and ultimately it paid off for you. Now, for those who do not know, right? You know what I'm saying? We covered the Cowboys, right? So I'm sure your pops told you Cowboys, Eagles, but there's another rivalry, right? The Jayhawks and Mizzou, the Missouri Tigers, you know what I'm saying? Y'all played versus Missouri this past season, and you showed up and showed out, right? So that's one of those big things that I really liked about your films. Like you showed up in the big moments, and you know, man, that
Yes, I
Florida
had to.
showdown means a lot, you know what I'm saying, out there in
Yeah,
Lawrence, you know,
I
you
was
get
trying
the
to win
victory,
that
right?
mud.
Yeah, I know y'all had it, man. I thought y'all was. I remember watching that game. I was like, oh, they about to blow these boys out, and
Yeah,
they
it was
ultimately coming
21 to
back. You know what I'm saying?
6.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I thought it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So
sure.
trust me, people don't understand. Like back in the day when I was, back in covering KU, like in depth, it used to be at Arrowhead Stadium when they had KU versus Mizzou. So that was always just a
The
big
thing.
thing, right? But that
Yeah.
was a good game. But ultimately, you are the defensive tackle for the defense, right? You the trenches, taking on double teams. So talk about your mindset, just being in the trenches, taking on double teams, doing the dirty, grimy work, because the numbers typically don't jump off the charts, right? But you're making those sacrifices like Dean and those guys can get sacked and different things like that. Talk about your mentality of just being in the trenches and playing for that Kansas defense.
It feel good, man. It feel good when you do your job and take a double team, and like your other players, like your linebackers or your DN, get sacked. But like at the same time, my mindset is like I can make the play too. Like I know I got, you know what I'm saying. I know like we don't get that much stats, and like we get double a lot, and it's hard to rush in the middle. But like my mindset is I'm gonna get that quarterback as well. I'm not selling it for less, because like I'm really trying to show up on film and like get opportunities out there and let people know that I can rush too, that I can be disruptive. Like it's not just the DNs that get one on ones, like the inside guys could do some damage too. And I realized just growing up, like my freshman year to senior year, because it's really hard. Like it's extremely hard to get a sack in the interior, because like they slide, they W, and it's just a lot. And nobody, like, you know what I'm saying? You win your rush, and there's no contain. The quarterback run out of contain. Like everything like ties into it. It's not just like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of my mindset. Like I'm gonna go get one. I'm gonna go get some too. There's money on the floor. I'm gonna go pick it up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's the good mentality to have, because a lot of people don't understand it, right? The
yeah,
interior
they
pass
don't.
rush, that's what quarterbacks hate the most, right? You can't step up in the pocket, you got pressure, it'll flush you out the pocket. Like they don't like that interior pass rush. So when guys
Right.
in the interior can get pressure, it changes the whole dynamic for the quarterback standpoint. Now, talk about your pass rushing ability, right? What are some of the nuances, how you kind of focus on? What do you think is your strongest ability? Is it hands, quickness, lateral movement? If you had to kind of say these are the things that I do that makes me a dominant interior pass rusher, what would you probably say to that?
Man, it's all about the get off for real. That's one thing I emphasized working when I was in the indoor. I'll do like very like explosion drills, like getting off my knees, throwing the med ball. Like get off the rock, it freezes the O line, man. Like they don't expect it. Like
Mm-hmm.
and getting off the ball and using my hands more. Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
swiping, working power. Sometimes you gotta run through a guy. Sometimes guards and centers are patient, so you might like swipe at air. But like I just try to like mix it up. I try to like footwork too. Footwork is number
Mm-hmm.
one because like you got to jab, like you got to freeze them, and that's
Right.
all the things I've been working on. Really just getting
Yeah.
off the ball because with a good get off, you probably go to win, like for real.
Exactly. Explosion and power, and especially in the
Yes.
trenches, man. And he definitely demonstrates that Cowboys Nation, which hey, you can never have too much of. Now, I gotta ask you kind of a sidebar question because I always talk to like KU players and I get various questions and answers for this, right? What is your favorite uniform match? For me personally, it's the all black 1947 Warhawks. Like that's just the favorite, you know what I'm saying, uniform match when it comes to KU. What is your favorite uniform match? Can I get something like the red joints?
I want to say all black too. I remember the
Yeah,
first
the
time
all
we wore
blacks.
it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the
Yeah,
all blacks with the Warhawk, bro. Like you can't,
because yeah, because our logo is friendly. So like when we
yeah,
put the all black on with the Warhawk, that's
yeah,
hard. Like and the
yeah,
all black and journal is hard. So like when we first wore those, like we was on that. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
a different feeling. I like
yeah.
those
See,
and I like all red too.
all
But
the
all
all
black is
reds is
number
my
one.
second favorite, man. Was every time I play the game, I'm going all black with the Warhawk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
Yeah, the
nothing like
Warhawk.
no knock to other Jayhawks, man. But that 1947 Warhawk, like that just says football to me, man. So I got to ask you that question. I asked a few other people, and I got a mixture of combos. Like, nah, it's just the all black. Now you got the opportunity to play at the Hula Bowl, even won the defensive MVP. So what was that experience like for you? Just as far as getting that experience to play in front of those scouts and go out there and compete versus some of the up and rising prospects in the NFL draft.
Man, that was a great experience. I didn't know what to expect because like all this whole new draft process is new to me. So like when I got there, you know what I'm saying, I'm like I knew guys there, LaShawn, Lath, the kicker, LaShawn Williams, the running
Mm-hmm.
back, and then Lath, the kicker. So I already knew like KU football players there, but like it was a
Mm-hmm.
whole new experience. I met so many great players, so many good personalities though. I met with a lot of scouts, a lot of NFL teams. It was an overall good process, but like my mindset was like I'm not doing this for no reason. So like I got to
Mm-hmm.
stand out in any way. And then my defensive line coach, he was like the bread and butter is one on one. So like
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I was gonna like dominate in is one on ones
Mm-hmm.
and let coach that I can really pass rush. So
Yeah.
that's what it was. And meeting all them like new players from different schools was really good. Like I made a
Mm-hmm.
lot of connections.
Yeah, that's good, man. As I say, and that's what those things, whether it's the Hula Bowl, Senior Bowl, I mean, there's so many bowls out there, the Shrine Bowl. It's just kind of get your opportunity out there. And I kind of call it like a pre-interview for the draft and gives you the opportunity to
100%.
put yourself in front of some scouts who you might not have been familiar with. So if you had to think, okay, what was something I showed at the Hula Bowl to scouts that maybe didn't really show up on my film? What do you think that would really be that they would probably say, like, okay, I didn't really know that about Tommy?
I was winning the one on ones easily. Like I don't know, like I was twitchy. I was twitchy off the ball. Like
Okay.
when I don't you don't never know. I mean, unless you watch like a lot of film, but like you really don't never know like when you gonna get your one on ones because they slide
Mm-hmm.
based on the linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get my one on ones, like I was winning them cleanly, like very
Mm-hmm.
clean, and I ain't really like do that on the field because you
Mm-hmm.
really don't know when you're gonna get your one on ones
Right.
unless you like you know what I'm saying super. But yeah, I'll say that like winning cleanly, I was with it like it was like easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
hope that shows
repeatedly
them that like if they create what it was for me, there's gonna be
you
a
can win
high
them.
like win weight. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? When you do get those opportunities, can you win them? And you definitely shown the ability to be able to do that, right? And a lot of people don't
Exactly.
understand, especially in the trenches, right? You don't get them often. So when you,
Because
you
listen,
definitely get them, you gotta take
that's what I'm saying.
advantage of
Because like you gotta time it most of the time. Like
it. Mm-hmm.
coaches be like, just rush the B gap. Don't counter like inside or
Right.
outside. Like people don't understand. Like there's like you got a job. You got to like I don't know. You'll get like freedom as much as people think. Like we just don't
Mm-hmm.
be rushing. Like it's like some of the stuff be simulated. So
Right.
like when I got the freedom, like when I got it, like I could show them that I can do it. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
see, a lot of people don't understand that, right? There's the game between the game, right? It's not like you get a lot of two-way goals and you can just pick your choice, right? Your coach says, no, what, hit the B gap. You hit the B gap. That's what you're supposed to do
That's
because you
it.
might have linebackers floating the A, right? So
That's it.
people think about, okay, why is he getting chipped or pushed? Because you're playing assignment-based football, right? But when you get those
Yes.
opportunities to show your toolbox, then that's when you can really step forward and kind of shine through. Now, growing up in Garland, Texas, dad, Cowboys fan, was there a particular player that you kind of watch and kind of mirrored some of your game after coming up?
Uh, I don't know. I like watching all players. I like watching. I
Mm,
be literally turning on the TV and looking at O line, D line, one on ones. I just like how everybody rush. But if I had to
uh,
pick anybody, I like Canty from
okay.
the Bucks. I know he's
Okay.
not on the Cowboys, but
Right.
I really like his game and how explosive he is and how disruptive he is
Mhm.
and he can be. And I just got on this new guy from the Patriots, 97. I think his name Milton Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. Used to play for the Eagles as
He
well. Yeah.
he can like yeah, he's different. So like
Yeah.
I watch guys like that. I like Quentin Williams
Yeah.
from the
Cowboys. Yeah.
Cowboys. Yeah, he yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say them two cats though.
Yeah.
But they
It's
just
definitely
so
some guys
like
there.
they so shifty and they footwork good and they beating cats and they
Mhm.
very explosive. So that's
Mhm.
how
Now,
see
coming up,
myself.
did you play any other sports outside of football, or was it just purely dad raised you to play football?
Yeah, I played basketball in high school and I threw shot
Okay.
put and disc.
Okay, yeah,
I,
I knew watching your film and how you move. I knew you had to have some other athleticism traits because you don't move just like a pure football player. And you're starting to see those players who kind of have those dual sport backgrounds coming up. They're a little bit more agile, a little bit more quicker. So you can see that little wiggle in your pass rush ability. Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
okay, he had to have some basketball in there somewhere. That's why I wanted to ask that because it definitely translates on your film. Now, as you get prepared for the NFL draft coming up, like what is like the main thing during your journey you've been working on to get better at as a player?
Uh, I would say I've been working on my mentals and my confidence because like I know I can play. Like
Mhm.
playing is not the problem. I feel like a lot of stuff that hold like players back is like them being in their head too much. So like
Mhm.
I try to work on things mentally. You know what I'm saying? I try to like
Mhm.
get my mind off things. I try to like do things productive that's gonna get me in the best position. I try to create like connections with people. You know what I'm saying? I try to
Mhm.
like because this is a very stressful moment for like
Mhm.
track players because you never know
Absolutely. Mhm.
like what's gonna go on. So I try to like be prepared mentally for everything so I
Mhm.
can like dominate because I know I'm a dominate if once I get my
Mhm.
opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really just a mental battle that people need to really focus on and be more
Yeah.
confident in yourself because you can do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's a game you play your entire life, right? And I have a good close
That's
friend,
what I'm
you know,
saying. Like,
that's her job is she trains with NFL athletes just on the mental aspect, right? How to block out the noise. And for you guys, coming up, it's even more noise, especially with the social media, how to block all that out and just stay in the moment. And once you can master that, then it's gonna be, big, tough, physical, fast, and flow to the ball, right? That's the easy part. But the mental
yeah,
aspect, that's where a lot of players, I think they neglect that because they don't think it's important. It is extremely important also with the study and also the football stuff that you already go above and beyond. Now, if an NFL team is going to draft you, right? And we hope it's the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Mention Milton Williams, you know what I'm saying? I know your defensive coordinator came from. We want to keep you in Dallas. All right. What is the
yes.
thing that Tommy Dunn Jr. is going to bring to the Dallas Cowboys from a football perspective, but also just in the locker room?
Man, football perspective, you gonna get a lot of work out of me. Like I'm a really hard worker, and I'm the type of dude to like come in early, get some rep in, and like leave later. Like I don't know, like I believe work, like really like working on your craft and working on your game and studying from the vets is like key. Like
Mhm.
you gotta work and off the field in the locker room, bro, they gon' like I'm the type of guy to like if I walk in the room, everybody gonna smile. Like once they get to know me and once they get comfortable with me, I'm really that guy. You can ask anybody from the Kansas
Mhm.
Jayhawks, like they gonna say they love me. Like I
That's
just
good,
have
man.
this like bright personality that get people going. Like
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it. Like
Yeah.
you know that one person that walk in the room and like everybody excited to see.
Yeah, just that energy. Right. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
be that
I
type of
guess the
guy.
kids call it aura, you know what I'm saying, these days. Like my kids always call it aura, you know what I'm saying? Like you just got this glow or something they always talk about, you know what I'm saying? But it sounds like that, right? It's just that you feel like people can thrive off of your energy, right? And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
on a football field, practicing, you know what I'm saying, it gets grueling. You need someone to kind of can lighten the room up, or you can kind of carry some energy off
yeah,
of it. It seems like you're that type of player. Now, I'm
yeah.
going to
Definitely
put you
gonna
on
do
the
that.
spot, you know what I'm saying? You're drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations, you know what I'm saying? You're wearing your pops is probably proud, you know what I'm saying? Got your jersey going on. If there is one player in the NFL quarterback that you can go get that very first sack on, who would you want that quarterback to be and why?
Dad, you are putting me on the spot.
I could give you an easy one. I mean, you're on the Cowboys, so I can give you, you know what I'm saying, an easy one to go out there and pick. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say Jalen Hurts. We
There you
don't mess with
go.
the
There you
Eagles.
go. Hey, that's the perfect answer, man. You are
We don't
so,
mess
you know
with
what I'm
the
saying,
Eagles.
signed, still delivered. Cowboys fans, there you go. The very first player he wants to sack is Jalen Hurts out there. And trust me, man, we all be ecstatic for that. Well, hey, Tommy, like I said, it's been a pleasure covering you for the
Man, thank
University
you.
of Kansas, man. Wishing the best of luck on your NFL journey. Cannot wait to hear your name get called for whether team, long as it's not Philly, you know what I'm saying? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be
But,
crazy.
you know I mean, hey, you talk to your pops about that, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I can imagine growing up a diehard Cowboys fan, your son, you want to be happy
yeah.
for him, but he's going to Philly.
We definitely talked about it. He said if I get drafted to one of the ops teams, he said he's gonna wear all black. Like he gonna wear the jersey, but it's gonna be all black. It's not gonna be the colors. Like
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He would get one of them might get one of them old custom jerseys, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you know
All
what I
the
mean?
black
All
joint, you
black,
know?
like all black.
There you go, man. Salute to Pops, man. Well, best of luck with your NFL journey. For people who want to find out more about you, where can they follow you, bro?
Instagram T._Dunn DUNN, or y'all can follow my TikTok Tommy T0MMY 2 turn. So TikTok,
There you go.
Instagram, y'all boys follow me, man.
Yeah, definitely give him a follow, man. And you got Dallas Day visit coming up and different things going on. NFL teams, pro days coming up. Now, one thing I also liked about you, I saw your pro day numbers, man. You hit the bench. You know what I'm saying? He hit the bench. Me personally, bro, I like players that ain't afraid to get under that eye. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
31
come
reps.
on.
I was like, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
There we go.
it's time.
Old school.
Yes.
I'm sure your pops probably taught you, like, hey, man, grown man stuff. You got to get up
Yeah,
under that bar, man. So incredible
got
pro
to.
day. And best of luck when it comes to your NFL journey, man. That's all right, Cowboys. Thanks, like I said, Tommy Dunn Jr., University of Kansas, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. About to go
Watch
get
out.
this win here versus St. John's here in a second. But if you want a grimy, tough defensive tackler that can go out there and cause some havoc, Christian
telling you.
Parker, this is your guy, man. This is your guy.
Telling you.
But we got more draft prospects coming up. We want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And NFL draft season is here. Let's get it. Peace.